What's up guys, we're gonna BroBeats, and today I'm going to be showing you a method that will make you a good producer. So if you feel like your beats are trash, or maybe your friends think your beats are trash, that will end today. This will be the last tutorial you'll need to watch. All right, so let's hop into it. We're gonna do the melody. I'll do this in 2 parts just so it's faster. So 140 BPM, doesn't really matter. We'll grab in a scale just so you can kind of see the notes behind it. We'll close that and we'll start with this sound here. So we have this KBD crystal. Okay, and and everything is important, the melody to the drums. I'm going to explain it all, and then the post-processing, which is a lot more important, which we'll talk about. So if you want to skip to that, you can, but don't get mad if it doesn't work out because you skipped. So let's go to the melody. Very simple. With the melody, all you need to do is go to the root and you just make a chord upward or backwards and you can have a bass line. It's that easy. Okay, this will set you up for success because all you need to do is put an 808 in and you have a good beat. It's literally that simple. Oops. All right, the only thing people really care about is the 808. If it hits hard, then it's considered good, right? Like, to be real with you. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a fifth. So we're gonna take these and then we're gonna go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or if you want to make a chord, you could do that like this, right? You can kind of use that if you want to. I'm gonna just keep these for now, just so we can kind of, you know, keep things consistent. And then what we're gonna do is copy these. Okay, and this is the slow part. Everything after this will be easy because once we have the main melody, we could you just fill it in. You just have fun. Okay, so I'm not really trying to make a good melody, just something that is nice. We'll do that. And then I am in the 1/3, didn't mention that. Now we can zoom in. And then all you need to do from here is just complete the chord, okay, and fill in these notes and then pull them up. And you can use these notes if you want to. And you see, it's that easy. I'm gonna actually switch this because I want a darker tone. And yeah, I'm gonna just literally do this the whole time. Like I said, you don't need a good melody for this. You just need something decent. Don't try to make the best melody, but just make something decent. It's that easy. So there's the first one there. Okay, and we'll do the other ones real quick. So now we have this morphine pan pipes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and really with this we could just use our fifth. And then we could add something in between here. Let's go on the root. Okay, and yeah, you just have fun with this part, right? Like, you don't need to really care because all of this later will just get destroyed anyway. But it's essential that we do this part though, because if you don't, it won't come out as good. So you want to take your time a little bit. And we'll just copy this over. I gotta get the spot right. Maybe like right here, or maybe, I don't know. Okay, I like that. That's pretty good. Last one. What do we have? We have a trumpet. Oh, this is easy. So for the trumpet, right? All you need to do for the trumpet is we're just gonna do a bunch of fifths. So remember, fifth is just a triad. You just take out the middle, or you could add that in if you want to. Like, if you want to copy this over, and you could do something like that if you want to. I'm gonna use it over here, and then let's use that B. Very simple. That's part one. Okay, so that's the first part of our little melody. Very simple. Okay, and if you want to stop here, you can, and you can skip because this is enough, but I want to have something more complete. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the second part. Now let's add our other little parts. Now I'll go a little bit faster because we did take about 5 minutes for that one. And keep in mind, right, this is a tutorial. You would take way more time making your own melody, just overall, right? Like it took us 5 minutes to make this. That's like no time. That's literally no time. So like, just keep that in perspective, okay? When you're watching any video on YouTube. So with this one, we could just, do something basic and just copy it over. And that should be fine enough. What do we have here? We have this melliflude flute. Okay, we can work with that. Melliflute. What are we gonna do for this? I think we have a little bit more fun with the flutes, just because when we do post-processing, maybe we can get some like interesting little melodies when we start like manipulating it. So I'm gonna mute this. I'll turn some of this stuff down. And then where were we? F. Let's really get a little crazy. Take the F, pull that down. Oops. That's fine, and we'll quantize it. Actually, I kind of liked it like that, to be honest. All right, and we'll copy it over, and maybe we can make some variation though. All right, I think that's perfectly fine. And I guess we could bar these up so they repeat, but this is gonna kind of annoy me if it does that. Lastly, our bass line. Okay, so we have our bass line. So this is the bass line. Hopefully you can see that. And yeah, this is pretty simple. You just put the D4 to the B. Like I said, the bass is easy. So that is the melody. Very simple. We have our melody done. So I think what we can do is the drums, and we'll explain like the things to do for the drums. So let's go ahead and do that. It is time for the drums. So we got this all done. Okay, so the key here is not to have a good melody. The key is to have a melody that is in harmony. That is all you need. You don't need it to be good. Okay, they can call your melodies trash all they want. They'll be sorry later when we do the post-processing. So just don't worry about this. Leave it how it is. I'm going to mute the bass because we'll use that. And I'll just mute some of these just so. Okay, that's fine to play with. So for our drums, what do we need to do with our drums to have a good melody? Well, what a lot of people do is they want to, well, let's separate these two. So basically you have a simple rhythm, and then you have like styles where it's okay to just do random stuff, or like more modern, like digital type stuff, or aggressive type trap beats where you could just throw in a bunch of stuff and like, you know, you could like put a bunch of stuff down here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's fine. Okay. But at its core, okay, at its core, you want to have a consistent rhythm. That's the whole point of drums, right? Is to have a consistent rhythm. So all you need to do, okay, to have a good beat is to do something like this. And we don't even need to listen to it because I know it's going to work. And then, I don't know, let's put I don't want that like that. I want this here. I don't want this to repeat too much. Why is that doing that? And this is why, whatever. We'll just do that. All right, you want the beat to be predictable, because if I'm rapping on it, you ever listen to a beat and then you like predict when the drop is gonna come? You want to kind of do that with your drums, and it's that simple. And of course we can do more, but I'm oversimplifying it for you so you can just come up with your own stuff, right? So if you want to add more, you can. And let's add this open hat. Let's do like a little cool little, let's do something right here. And then maybe we can. No. Okay, that's a nice little rhythm. So we're gonna stick with this. Okay, we're not gonna manipulate this. I want this to be very simple. I might mix a little bit because I do want a little bit of thump on my clap. Let me see. Yeah, something like that. If you want to manipulate things further, you can. But again, I think this is fine. I'll just turn some of these down so they're not, so crazy. And yeah, I think that's good for the drums. Lastly, we'll do the 808 since we're here. And we can kind of throw some other stuff in there too, just so it's something different to listen to. 808, very easy. Now, since our drums are simple, you want a more active 808. Now, do you have to do this? No, you do not. But at its core, that is kind of the rules you want to follow. But I never want anyone to like watch a video and be like, oh, this is how I have to do it, because I think that's a trap. Okay, and then now we can kind of play around with these. And we definitely need to mix this stuff a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, and I think even those by themselves is fine. So our drums are done. Very simple. We didn't spend that much time on it. So what we're gonna do now, and I will stress to every person watching, all of what we just did was useless. This whole video that you just watched was useless. The only thing that matters to make this beat good now is the post-processing. If you want to make this actually usable, like actually good, and this is fine, right? It's not terrible. Like it has everything you need, right? But if you want to make it like sound like, oh, like if you want people to go, oh, how did you make that melody, or how did you make that? The next part is important. So let's move on to that. Now it's time for the post-processing or effects. So we should have our melody or whatever that you made. So we're gonna take all of our sounds here, okay, all of our melody, and put them here into our channel rack, and then we're gonna route these all the way into an empty bus track. So all of our sounds should be routed here, and you'll see because it'll have a rope there. Now if you're in a different DAW, it probably won't have the rope, it'll probably have something else, but everything should be here. Okay, so my setup that I'm going to give you is a little different because we want more flexibility. So if I play it right now the way I have it set up, nothing will play. Okay, that is because on my bus, okay, right here on my bus, as you can see, The routing for my bus right here, so going to our master, the routing is off. So if I turn it on, I turn it off. Now, why am I doing that? So I can, this is so I can control each frequency that I want. So how am I doing that? Well, I'm, instead of routing it here, I'm routing all of my sounds from here into 2 different tracks, as you can see here. So basically I just did this, right? Boom, boom. So now I have a low frequency and a high frequency. So let's talk about that real quick. Okay. So if we turn this on, it'll play. So what I did is put an EQ to control it. Now I'll turn it on and you'll see what it sounds like. So this will kind of be like our texture or background melody. Okay. So you can kind of use that however you wish. But here's the thing, we don't want it to just be cut out, because yeah, we could play the beat, right? Of course we could play the beat, and but it's a little too muffled, right? We don't want that to be too muffled. We want to bring some of that high back in. So that is why we routed it in here, and then we just added a high pass. All right, so this is on the second one, and I know it's getting kind of crazy. I'm gonna try to organize it so it looks better a little bit. So yeah, we have our high pass, okay, on our second one. And I guess I can name these real quick. Just 1, and then 2, and then bus. Just so, okay. Right, and then I also added a chorus just to kind of widen it a bit. This is just default chorus. Okay, and then now you see when we bring this in, I'll mute it first. Just to bring that high back in so the beat doesn't sound super muffled for no reason. So that is the setup. I'll zoom out. Now for the part that matters. Okay, this is very important that I want people to understand. Okay, especially if you're a beginner. If you're more seasoned, you probably know this already. So the whole point of doing all this and manipulating it is to make it sound like a sample. That is why we chop. That is why we manipulate. That is why we do all this. It's because that is kind of what, at least in hip hop, that is what beats originate from, sampling, right? So you want it to sound like a sample. Okay, so this is why I said earlier, the melody doesn't matter that much. Okay, and I'll mute this because I don't want to ruin the end. So this is what I have, and this is essential. So you can have any plugin you want. It could be literally any pitch plugin, but what you want to do is pitch it up. Okay, so I'll mute all of this and play it, and I'll show you what I mean. So here is just regular, and then we pitch it up. It's not playing. Right, and then if we want to just see the original, because I know this is muffled a bit, mute those. Right, and it sounds like kind of one of those samples you would hear, right? Well, this is how it's done. You pitch it up. Now, obviously, I don't like going that high. I'll do about 4. I like 4 or -4 or +4. It's good for me. Alrighty, so with this, we're gonna have to pull our 808 up. So we highlight it and go shift 1, 2, 3, 4. Now our 808 is in key. Okay. And we just do that before we even start the rest of this. And now our next thing, we have gross beat. You can use anything you want. You can use halftime. I'll turn it on, and I just have a compressor on top as well. So it's not really that important. You don't really need it. I just threw it on, so I'll just turn it on anyway. But the important part, we have this. Now the gross beat is here to make it sound like a sample, right? You want it to sound like it's chopped. So I'll just kind of play around with these, right? You can kind of use whatever you want. Right, that sounds chopped. Whatever you want to do. That sounded like it would sound cool. But yeah, of course with gross beat there's delay, so you'll have to like render it out and everything. So let's try to. I kind like that, actually. I'm gonna keep that, and then we should muffle it. So let's run it through here. Boom. Oh, wait, why isn't it not? Oh wait, I did the wrong one. There we go. And there you have it. We have a nice little melody. Somebody, oh, how did you make that? What would you? They don't even know that you just made this with a stock plug-in. Okay, it's very simple. And there we have a beat. And of course, I'll probably need to mix it to make it, more balanced, but. And that's all you need. Okay, so you just follow those steps. Of course, this is a longer video, but you follow those steps and you should at least be able to get a good beat. So that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.